Marshall said, there is no such thing as NVC. As soon as we call it a thing, we lose sight of it. As soon as we call it a thing, we have already created distance to the divine, beloved energy and myself. This is not going to be an ordinary NVC or training in nonviolent communication, but what this is intended to be is a training, a reminder in nonviolent being. So it's not so much about the technicalities around, and I heard we have people here on the call, they are fairly new or they haven't heard of nonviolent communication before, and I said, yes, please come, because my hope is when we have the awareness of what this is about, the language comes very natural. And it's the language of our heart. And it's not so much that I have to try to express myself in proper feeling language and that I have to express myself in proper needs language. These are just tools that help me to stay connected and to stay connected to what I truly believe, what we are. And we are non-violent beings. At the core of who we are compassionate, we are divine, loving energy, we are caring for each other, we are caring not only for each other, we're caring for the planet. And yes, nonviolent communication, the communication itself helps us to communicate in that way. We will focus on observation, and I also say on the way how I'm thinking. The next module will be around the feeling state, our feeling state, and how brain and feeling work together, and how our experiences, all the stored, not yet released emotion that is stored in our cells and in our bodies, is actually very often hindering us to stay open-hearted and to go into connection. And that brings in all our experiences, such as all of us somehow carry trauma in our system. So what is needed to release this? And there are practices like the DYADS meditation, which will be part of this program, really helping us to open up and to have an experience that we can completely ourselves, truthful to ourselves in the presence of someone else holding the space for us. And then the third part, the third module will be around what I call needs and who I am, the connection. When we talk about needs, we talk about ourselves. These are our soul qualities. And that brings us to meeting needs is actually, for me, always a way of self-expression. And not so much about something I want from the outside. Yes, I can ask for something from the outside, but the way I'm holding it is depending on, am I able to really, that brings us to the fourth part, to really manifest, self-express in a way that is inviting for the other person to, to contribute to our well-being. And when I had over the years more and more the clarity on how I like to bring this, how I like to share this, I got back to the work of Marshall Rosenberg, and I did find very many parts where he actually started to talk about this. And one quote I want to say, and you all know this probably, quote by Marshall: spirituality is on the base of nonviolent communication. And it's more than a communication process. At its core, it's really a spiritual practice, and that's what I want to convey to the people. And Kit Miller, the president or the CEO of the Gandhi Institute, she had this beautiful quote which she said, NVC is an awareness discipline masquerading as a communication process. I think this is really true.